Folks, I know it's cold, but it's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. The Rizzo Show starts right now. Let's go.
The Hard Rock Rocksino Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo.
We have our clothes on, by the way. Don't worry.
Welcome, everyone.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Arctic Blast edition of the Rizzo Show. Joining me tonight, my co-host and Browns former Browns season ticket holder, Mike Polk Jr. Michael, are you enjoying the weather? It's ridiculous.
It's a bit chilly. Did you notice that, Riz?
How do you deal with it?
You know, I'm at the point right now where it hasn't hit me how cold and terrible it is yet. Around February, March is when I want to start killing people.
All right.
But right now, it's still charming.
Well, I know it's been a week since the Browns season ended, but folks, I'm sorry, I'm still angry. Michael, outside of the 0-16 record, how will you remember the 2017 Cleveland Browns?
I really feel like this is the year where doesn't this feel like the year that everybody just stopped even getting all that outraged and caring? I feel like this is the year where everybody just said, whatever, which is so much worse than everybody being angry. That's the worst thing than anger is apathy. That's what kills a fan base, and that's what this year meant to me.
Well, I will remember this. Even though the Browns went 0-16, they brought back their head coach, folks.
What?
The guy that went 1-15 the year before, and the guy that went 0-16 this year. I want to say this for the record. Of all the unfathomable things that Jimmy Haslam has done as Browns owner, this is the most egregious to me. I'm sorry.
What do you think Jimmy Haslam's biggest flaw is? I think it's his ego. And I think that happens with a lot of wealthy, prominent men. And I think that this guy's been made fun of for not sticking with a system, sticking with a coach. And he picked the wrong time to stick to his guns,
right,
I think. That's what happened. But he's trying to prove something. You know that's what this is about, is his ego, right?
All right, well, wait a minute. Where is Mike Pettin coaching in the NFL right now? Where is Ray Farmer working in the NFL? Where is Banner and Lombardi? Everybody you fired, Jimmy, is not even working in the league. Those were the right moves. This, though, was the rightest one you could have made. Michael, in your opinion, why did Haslam stick with Hugh Jackson?
I really think that's what it comes down to. I think that he got tired of people telling him that he was, flighty and he was giving up too easily. And look at that strut. Look at that Jimmy strut. And he was giving up too easily. And I think he felt like this is something he had to do. Wow, look at that strut.
All right, I think, and this is my theory and my theory alone, I think there's something in writing that guarantees Hugh Jackson 3 years of coaching the Browns. Or Jimmy gave him his word and doesn't want to go back on his word. Now, I will admit this. The team that Sashi Brown put on the field and Paul DePodesta and all the rest put out on the field in the past 2 years is ridiculous. Yeah. It's not even of NFL caliber. But with that said, now, Hugh Jackson, what if he starts 0-2? You're going to start the coaching hot seat in August for this guy. It's tough, very tough circumstances for a franchise that's looking to move on.
Are we in a position, though? Is Dorsey in a position where he can force an offensive coordinator underneath Hugh
Michael,
Jackson?
we are going to find out because I know Hugh Jackson is going to try and find an offensive coordinator that he can control. And folks, don't kid yourself. I know Hugh a little bit. He'll still be calling the plays on Sunday. I don't care who has the headsets on. Well, the NFL draft isn't until the end of April, but the Browns got good news this week as a lot of quarterbacks declared. Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold have all announced that they are NFL ready. Michael, let's start with UCLA's Josh Rosen. He's a bit of a controversial kid. He once wore a blank Trump hat on a Donald Trump golf course.
Right.
He has a mind of his own and political views. But the thing, I love the way the kid throws the ball. I think he's fantastic. Thing that worries me, he's already had 2 concussions in college and shoulder surgery.
Yeah, they don't like that injury.
And if you come to this division, the AFC North, with the Steelers and the Ravens, you're going to need to be big and strong. And I'm worried about him injury-wise.
I totally agree. And we are in the AFC North. There's a reason Ben Roethlisberger has been killing us for 27 years. It's because of how he's built. And you're right, that is my biggest concern about him as well. What about Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold threw for 26 touchdowns, but did have 13 interceptions. Oh, by the way, Josh Rosen was 17-13 at UCLA.
Not ideal.
Sam Darnold was 22-4 at USC in his past 2 years. I think Darnold's the front runner. I think he's the safer of the 2 picks. Make no mistake about it, though. he needs another year in college.
Right.
And if he comes to the Browns, he can't, and let me repeat this, can't start from game one. The Browns are going to get a veteran quarterback this year, somebody that can actually play. So I don't think that'll be the issue.
Don't you wish that this were a slam dunk year, like an Andrew Luck year, where we knew who the quarterback was? Because I hate to say this, but whomever we go with is going to be the one that doesn't make it, and the next quarter.
Don't say
I'm
that.
sorry.
Can we?
I'm basing it on history. Show me historical precedent that tells me I'm wrong,
Well,
Tony.
we're gonna switch it up, baby. We're turning the corner.
It's just a bad situation.
I'm trying.
I know.
Well, whatever quarterback they bring in, maybe there will be some wide receivers other than just Josh Gordon. Look at this Instagram message from, actually, it's Browns running back Duke Johnson's Instagram, and it's from wide receiver Terrell Pryor. As you can see, Pryor wrote, hopefully, I'll be with you next year.
Yeah.
Do you see Terrell Pryor coming back? You know what the problem with that is?
What's that?
He didn't have a good year for the Redskins.
And that's why he's putting that out on Instagram.
I'm not going to get excited about Terrell Pryor coming
I won't
back.
get excited about it either. First of all, I love that this is what's how we break news now is from people's Instagram feeds. That's
Twitter.
I know that's what it is.
on.
But the thing is, you're right. He had an off year. He left under not great circumstances. We couldn't figure out the contract situation, even though I felt like he kind of walked away. I thought it was kind of lousy because we're the ones who created this, made him a wide receiver. Remember that?
Right.
He was like a failing quarterback, and we're the ones who at least made him a competent wide receiver. We couldn't agree on a contract. Now he wants to come back. I'm not going to kick him out of bed. I mean, we obviously need some weapons, and I like the guy, but it would have to be a heck of a deal.
We are not in the position to be telling people that they can't come
No,
here to
not
play
at all.
wide. We'll take all the wide receivers you've got.
Please.
Speaking of wide receiver, Michael, chances Browns wide receiver Josh Gordon has an event-free offseason and shows up to training camp.
You got to hope for the best. I mean, obviously the guy's a freak, and he still looks great, and he's in great shape. He's a monster. We do not have the luxury of being able to cast these guys aside because we don't like their attitudes or because we're scared they might not pass a drug test again. And we got nothing to lose by keeping him on the roster. So I think, worst case scenario is we lose him. We're used to that, him not being here. Best case scenario is he comes back and he's a Pro Bowler.
How about this? Let's give him some credit. Let's hope, let's knock on wood, and let's say to ourselves, you know what? He's older now, and people do mature. I know you and I both did some knucklehead things when we were young.
Yeah.
At some point, you would hope a guy would grow up and maybe mature. And maybe this is the time for Josh. I know he has a daughter, and I know he has financial issues.
Yeah.
So, Josh, good luck. God bless you. Hang in there, and we'll see you at training.
More for us than you, by the way. We care about you, but we need you. We need you to be on this team. That's all.
My partner's on it. Speaking of Josh Gordon, you know his old pal, Johnny Manziel. Might be resurrecting his career in the Canadian Football League. Yep, Johnny Football will be allowed to play in the CFL if he is offered a contract. I heard the Hamilton Tiger Cats,
huge T-Cats fan, huge
hold his
myself.
CFL rights. You think maybe he'll take a little roadie up to Canada? I want to say this for the record. The last picture I saw of Johnny looked like he hadn't been working out a whole lot.
It looked like Johnny Manziel ate Johnny Manziel.
Now, are they going to be, is he going to be Johnny Manziel or is he going to be Billy Manziel? Michael, all kidding aside,
Right.
I know it didn't work out for him here in Cleveland. I hope he straightens himself out. I hope he has a great career in Canada.
I don't care how he does at all. And he should have been in Canada from the get-go or arena football. I'm not going to pretend like I'm just like up at night hoping that he gets better at this point. He's an exciting player. There's a reason that he won the Heisman. There's a reason that we were excited about. I wasn't, but there's a reason a lot of people were excited about him to begin with. He's an electric little player who belongs in the Canadian Football League or the Arena
Looks
League.
like a match.
Or maybe the XFL. Wouldn't that be great?
XFL.
Kind of a whole team called the Manziels.
Well, there is a huge game tomorrow night, Michael, as Georgia will face off against Alabama for the national championship. Who do you like?
Gotta like Alabama. I mean, they're the big dogs. They gotta be knocked down first. I think that Georgia's going to have a hard time. Their running game, obviously, is what's been carrying them so far, but Alabama's run defense is pretty stout. So I like Alabama.
Well, I know Alabama's a little banged up on defense, and people have been underrating Georgia all year long. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs in the upset.
For you.
I might regret that. Oh, by the way, President Trump is expected to be in attendance, and Kendrick Lamar.
Are they going together?
I doubt it very
okay.
much. Will be playing at halftime. The president will be there. Your thoughts?
I think that's great. Hey, that's fantastic. Going in to support, it's a big game. It's American tradition. That's a presidential thing to do. And we'll see how it goes.
Not touching that one
Yep.
with a 10-foot
Walking
pole.
away.
Coming up, We'll talk about the wine and gold. Does the King need more help on the court? What will the Cavs do with that draft pick they've got? Trade it or keep it? Stay with us. True story, I fell asleep New Year's Eve.
Hey.
And I woke up on the couch listening to you and I.
Oh, man.
At 12:45, they were running Rizzo.
What a way to ring in the new year, huh?
And it was so surreal. Like, I'm laying there going, is that me and Polk right now? Is that thing? Welcome back, everybody. Time to talk a little wine and gold. Cavaliers wrapped up the month of December at 9-14, but hopefully there will be more wins in January. Isaiah Thomas came back. Boy, didn't he look good the other night, Michael?
That was so invigorating. I forgot how good that dude is and how smooth he is. And he's going to look, I think he blended so nicely in that first game. It gave me a lot of hope.
You know what's amazing to me?
What's that?
He is fearless.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is shorter than me. You're a
Right.
pretty tall fella. I'm 6 foot. He's shorter than me.
Yep.
And he goes right at the rim. Do you think the Cavs will be limiting his minutes? Limiting his limits. I feel like he's in better shape than they led us to believe.
I think so, too. I think they were overly cautious with it, and I'm glad that they were. And I do think we should stick to this minutes restriction. It's not like we're hurting for rotation players. It's still early in the regular season.
But I'm going to tell you something. Cavs need to find their rotations. I had Jeff Van Gundy on my radio show earlier this week, and Van Gundy said Tyronn Lue's job now is to find out who plays and who's not going to play. And some people's feelings are going to be hurt because they're not going to be playing. In fact, we know we can count on LeBron night in and night out, but there are some players that seem to be missing in action. Here's the question, okay? Out of Jay Crowder, Derrick Rose, and even Tyronn Lue, who are you losing faith in the most? I will say this. If Rose plays a lot of minutes the rest of this year, I'll be surprised.
I would be surprised as well. I mean, this is one of the this is the problem, and it's a good problem of having depth. Imagine when we didn't have these options. It's a lot easier, obviously, but it's a nice problem to have. But you're right. We do have to find that right rotation. We had it for a while during that win streak, if you'll recall.
But we added and subtracted pieces parts again, and now there's going to be Cavs are going to take a couple weeks to gel, folks, and come together, but I expect them to. And there's a lot more national media people that I talk to, including Jalen Rose, who think that the Cavaliers can now beat the Warriors with Isaiah Thomas. I still think they need a little rim defender. I'd like to see him pick up a center at the trade deadline. Do you think they need to make a trade? They've got that Brooklyn pick.
Right.
They want to keep it for the future in case LeBron and or IT leaves next year.
Sure.
But they might be able to deal it for somebody and make a run now. What would you do?
It totally depends on the deal, obviously, and it depends on what people are, what someone's willing to put out there. But you're right. They could use a little depth. I agree with the rim protection thing. Tristan doesn't quite look the same at this point
Kevin
yet.
loves playing center. That's
not healthy.
Right.
That's not. But right now, again, I think we're still in a good situation. We're going to find out how this team comes together.
Well, I think if the Cavs if this roster isn't good enough, folks, to make a run at the Warriors. I mean, come on, LeBron, I love you, but how many guys do you need? Cavaliers out of town all this week as they play Minnesota tomorrow night and then in Toronto and Indiana. Finally, they come home Monday night. And do you know who they play?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Steph and the boys, the Warriors, Warriors. I'm sorry, I hate the Warriors.
I'm sick of them.
Mike, do you know when the NBA began?
I do not know.
1946 was the year.
Wow.
But if you Googled that on Google earlier this week, here's what it said. The founder of the NBA was LeVar Ball.
Perfect. I always assumed.
LeVar Ball. Could you imagine if he were commissioner?
Yeah, that would probably be going really well right now, wouldn't it?
They're in Lithuania right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? I think LeBron would be a very good
I think he'd be an amazing.
I really do.
I do too.
But I think LeBron is going to own a team.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's the Cavs, but I see LeBron owning a team like Michael Jordan in the future.
I hope he has better luck than Michael Jordan's had.
Coming up, we'll talk about some Tribe and Tiger. Are you ready for some baseball and golf?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I know the holiday set is gone, but we need something.
Yeah, it's a little barren in here lately.
What can we put up here for January? Snowmen?
Yeah, a couple.
Icicles.
Yeah, just us being just miserably. Just a picture of a Clevelander crying while they're scraping off their windshield. How about that?
How about an orange barrel?
That'd be good.
Welcome back to the Rizzo Show. Are you ready for some spring training,
Woo!
Michael?
Thank you.
Pitchers and catchers report on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
February 14th. Plenty of questions for your tribe, including Michael Brantley and Jason Kipnis. Now, Michael Brantley was re-signed for a $12 million club option. The Indians picked up that option in good faith. I talked to Terry Francona on my radio show last Friday, and he said they're hoping that he'll be 100% ready to go for spring training. But his health is always a question.
I'm sure they are hoping that he'll be 100% ready. We all are hoping that. We're relying on that a lot.
And Kipnis, too.
And Kipnis, too. I am praying that this doesn't turn into a Michael Brantley kind of a Travis Hafner kind of situation.
I asked Terry Friday, what is the plan for Jason Kipnis? He goes, well, as of right now, he's our second baseman. That could change. We'll have to wait and see. There's rumors he's on the trading block. The Mets might be interested. Would you miss Kipnis if he got traded?
Of course I'd miss him, but I would only. It depends on what we get back for him, obviously. I mean, what would you have to get for Jason Kipnis to trade him?
You'd have to get. I know the Indians, they'll go pitching. They'll look for pitching. Michael, are you concerned, though, speaking of pitching, our pitching coach, the great Mickey Callaway, has moved on to the Mets?
I am. I mean, he was obviously, every time these pitchers talked, they talked about what a huge influence he was on them and how much he helped them get their stuff together and everything. So wish him well. This happens, you know, and you just got to try and move forward without him.
Throw him the heater, Ricky. Look, you got to believe it. The Indians pitchers will be fine. But Mickey was a good guy. I wish him all the best.
He was.
In New York, that's a tough place to start your managerial career. Not only am I ready for baseball, how about some golf, kids? You know who else is ready? My guy, Tiger Woods. That's right. Tiger will make his 2018 debut at Torrey Pines, playing in the Farmers Insurance Open, which tees off in a couple of weeks. He's also going to play at Riviera on the 15th. Mike, I know you aren't a golfer. Do you even care? Or do you fall asleep when you watch golf?
I watch golf to fall asleep, actually. That's how I do it. That's my NyQuil. No, but here's my question really. What is the difference in ratings when this guy's playing and when he's not? How much of a difference?
Maybe triple.
Really?
Yeah,
it's that big of a difference.
Sometimes quadruple.
Yeah, they should
substantial.
Isn't that incredible that one guy can have an influence like that? So I'm happy for you golf nerds that you have your little hero back and you guys can watch him dance around. So good for you.
Yeah, I'd like to see some warm temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, are we opening the Rizzy Vault?
I think we're opening that Rizzy Vault.
Not the same thing.
We'll see, won't we? Oh, I remember this one.
Let's check out what's happening right now at the Roxina.
Hey there, rock stars. It's Mandy, and this is what's up at the Roxino. Baby, it's cold outside, and Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park's $150,000 winter warm-up giveaway will fire you up. Just play in January with your Rockstar Rewards card to win your share of $50,000 in free play and grand prize packages, including a cruise getaway, a hot tub, a diamond jewelry set, and more. Win $500 free play every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the grand prize drawings at 7. Warm up your insides with the new Comfort Classics every Friday night in the Fresh Harvest Buffet, and treat yourself to an amazing 4-course meal special in Kozar's wood-fired grill without breaking the bank every Sunday through Thursday. Don't miss Vince Neil of Motley Crue performing live this Friday night at 8 p.m. Tickets are available at the Roxino box office or Ticketmaster.com. Find your rhythm at Hard Rock Roxino, Northfield Park, Vegas Experience, Ohio address.
Don't forget, stick around. Our good friends Big Chuck and Little John are coming up next. Michael, it's time to end the show as we always do by opening up the Rizzy Vault. And this week, we are honoring you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to 2013.
Hey, Browns. Mike Polk, season ticket holder. Killer game in Houston today.
Well, thank God we built you. What a blessing for the community.
You are wasting valuable space on our majestic shoreline, and what do we get out of it from you?
10 miserable games a year, including 2 preseason games that I have to pay for, and 1
Kenny Chesney concert. Do you understand that it is actually statistically harder for a team to be this consistently bad than it is for them to occasionally accidentally be good? The probability is staggering. Did you happen to see that Packers-Chargers game today? It's like they're playing a different sport than you are. And here's what you have to understand. We don't even expect you to be good. We just want you to be watchable. Do you have any idea how low our expectations are? We don't expect you to win the Super Bowl. We just want you to look better than a Division III high school team. And listen, I know that there are way more important things in life than football, but you are supposed to be our pleasant distraction from those things. But all we do is pay you money to put us in a bad mood every week. You are a factory of sadness! 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 Sadness!
Boy, I saw everybody that referred to the parade and everything this weekend used the words factory of sadness.
Yeah.
Michael, can you believe that that is still pertinent today?
Incredibly, it's relevant and it still holds true in the exact same way. There's nothing different than it was that. How long ago was that? Like 10 years ago or something like that? And they've made no.
By the way, did we
difference.
lose to Houston?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know. And Ryan
Thank
Pomprion,
you.
thank you.
Good to be alive. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Ryan Pomprion.